All right, here we are. We're getting this shop opened up. Fire up another day in the shop. Let there be light. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. I'm Jimmy. We're making it work if you're wondering what's going on. Come in, open up the shop, fire up a new day. A little gloomy and cloudy today, but I believe we got a nice cool front coming in. We're gonna have a nice day today, I hope. Probably gonna rain a little bit first, but that's okay. The grass loves the rain, flowers, plants, and trees. I even like it a little bit. Sometimes I'll sit on the back porch, have an adult beverage, and just listen to the rain, gather my thoughts. Anybody else do that? Anyway, we've got quite a few cars towed in out in the parking lot. We're gonna see what goes on with all that. One of them, a Ford, a Mercedes, and a Kia. So I'm gonna say coolant leaks, electrical problems, and an engine. I'll put in some clips of what's gonna happen in today's video right here. 2013 Chevy Cruze, 2014 Mazda, 2010 Prius. I believe it's a 2017 Mazda CX-5. Now you guys have a pretty good idea what's gonna happen today. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna head in there, finish opening the shop up. We're gonna find out. We're gonna have some fun and learn a thing or two. I'll probably also play with the project truck a little bit more this morning. That thing's coming along. It's gonna be on the road soon. But don't worry, if you don't have time to watch the Sunday project videos, I'll put in some clips of it once it's on the road and running, and my day in the shop too, so everyone can enjoy it. It's gonna be a big day. Let's do this. Stay tuned. All right, we're firing up the day with a sweet 2013 Chevy Cruze RS model. Oh, it's not locked. That's cool, because there's no buttons on the remote. You got to reach in with your little fingers. The tow truck driver's towing that away. I don't know if you can see it through the wet glass, but lady with the Mercedes. It's got like 10 things wrong with it. She doesn't want us to charge more than an hour diag. So that's down the road. There you go. This is a no start. It starts. Oh well. We're gonna get this in the shop and see why it doesn't start. Every time I'm having a really great week, Thursday morning it stops. Not that it's on purpose, but it happens either way. Whether it's on purpose or not doesn't really matter, right? Got no gas. Got no air in the tires. I wonder if it's a no start because it ran out of gas and somehow it got just enough gas to run. So I'm going to air up the tires and let them know it has no gas in it. And I don't even see a check engine light on or nothing. Very, very strange. So here on vacation, it looks like they got a claim check or something from, oh, it says something about a doctor's appointment. That's sad. I hope everyone's okay. All right, I'm just babbling right now because I don't know what to do. I'm going to just air up the tires and tell them we need to put some gas in it and find out why it doesn't start, even though I drove it in. Oh, you want to know the mileage? Okay, I'll tell you. I apologize. Yes, I know the tires are low, but I want to see the mileage. Checking. Doesn't show you the mileage. You're not allowed to see the mileage. Cleanliness rating is going to be a 5. Borderline on a 4, though. Yeah, we're going 4. Too many crumbs. Let's see if I can figure out how to change the screen. We'll come back. I bet you that's it. Menu. Oh. 83,763 miles. I knew it was pretty clean, and if it's still running, it's your Chevy Cruze. That's the life expectancy right there, about 80,000, 90,000 miles. All right, let's air up these tires, and we'll come back to this one. All right, man, keep it down. We're filming over here, man. Come on. I need an on-air sign. That's what I need. I don't think I showed you guys the lift since they pulled the forms out. They're coming on Tuesday to start installing the actual scissor lifts that go in those cavities. It's going to be cool having a lift in here, and it's going to be able to do cars that are really low. Maybe we'll start doing low rider suspension installs. I'm just kidding. But it'll be cool to have another lift. That's what I'm saying. Well, it seems like the Chevy Cruze possibly is a starter type issue. She turned the key and nothing happened. And a tow truck driver came to get it. He jumped in, it fired right up, and they brought it here. It's been starting for me ever since. So it needs gas and possibly a starter. I told him it could be an immobilizer or a key problem or something. Did she possibly use a different key? So they're working on it, but man, it's slow. I'm mostly playing with the project truck today so far. I'm trying to get the carpet in it. That's Sunday's videos though, not today. I got something to work on. 2014 Mazda. I think it's a CX-5. Customer states, I had a battery put in. Now my stereo doesn't work. Duralast AutoZone. Alright. So we're going to head inside, take a look at the stereo. It's kind of strange, but anything's possible, I guess. Of course, that negative's not all the way down on the post. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, though. We're not going to worry about it too much right now. I don't want to disturb anything until I figure out what's going on. Let's take a look inside. She's pretty clean in here. 134,518 miles. And I'm going to say 6. I mean, you got to have your Crocs with you ready to go in case you go on a hike. You never know. Oh, the air's off. Let's put that on. Air works good. Stereo, yep. Nothing's happening. Interesting. So we'll check fuses first. If I can't find a blown radio fuse, then I'll get the scanner and we'll see if there's something going on with that. Very odd to have replace a battery and have a fuse blow, unless something was connected backwards. You never know. Sometimes it affects nothing. Sometimes it affects everything, and it could just make one module very unhappy and pop a fuse. So anyway, that's where we're starting first. Fuses. Let's find the fuse panel on this thing and take a peek. Quickest and easiest way is to just grab a test light. Audio fuse, there's 2 of them, I think. Audio 2, audio 1. So they should be here and here. Uh-oh. Come on now. You didn't know a test light was also a fuse puller, did you? See, you learned something new today. Good day. Man, someone is getting stoned out here. Who's getting stoned? That's, whew, feel like I'm getting a contact high. Let's grab a 15 amp fuse. Anybody seen Bill? Where's Bill at?
You still smell it?
Oh, it's worse now, right now than ever.
Where's Bill at?
You know, every time Bill disappears, I smell it. Oh, that's funny. Hey man, whatever gets you through the day, that's what I'm saying. As long as you're not crashing cars and doing dumb stuff, I don't care. Prefer people do stuff like that after work when it comes to drinking and whatever else, but anyway. Look at that junk. Boom. Stereo's fixed. That was easy. We'll just charge them the minimum. There's a half-hour shop charge minimum. That's what they'll charge them. If it's a good customer, the car's not familiar to me. Sometimes if it's a really good customer, they'll waive any charge just for a blown fuse. I didn't get my scanner out yet. I got about 10 minutes in it, so. But this one's basically done. I'll let them tune their own radio stations. I don't know what their radio was on. Let's go to 98.9, which is my favorite station around here. See? I don't want to get a strike. This one's done. We'll see what's next. I'm playing with the project truck, waiting on vehicles in between. It's just not a lot going on, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure something else will come in. Did I mention there's no kickstand on this? 2010 Prius. I think Joe put an ABS module in a few months ago, but his ABS light's on. But Joe's covered up with work, so I'm going to take a quick look at it, see if it's something to do with the module we put in or a sensor. 201,000 miles. Love rating of 3. I'm not going to go in because of that noise. I can't get it to turn off. I can't figure out his dash controls. The oil maintenance light is on. It says it's 2,000 miles overdue. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. The AC doesn't work, but I'm just going to get the scan tool, talk to it, and see what kind of ABS codes we have, and we'll know which way to go. 201,000 miles. The guy must be pretty big too, because the seat was all the way back and laid back. So like your head's literally in the back seat. I'm like, this guy must be huge, and they told me up front, yeah, he's pretty big. Anyway, 16 pin. We'll get these two talking, see what kind of ABS codes we have, and we'll come back. All right, we're gonna send a report, and then we'll go over the codes. We got C1252 brake booster pump motor on, abnormally long. C1253 pump motor relay, C1256 accumulator low pressure. current codes. We got antenna codes, lost common instrument cluster history, and that's it. So not too bad as far as codes go, but all of these kind of point to the ABS unit we just put in, which I think we put a salvage yard one in. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to go let them know up front and see which way we want to go with this thing, and then we'll come back to it. Maybe we'll either be doing a flow chart, or be pulling it out, or they'll have Joe look at it. I'm not really sure, but I will let you know. Let's see. This might not look like a Prius because I put the Prius out back. We're gonna look at that some more in a little while. The ABS pump assembly is separate from the power brake pump assembly, which is right underneath it. So it's not the part that we replaced in June, it's another part. The fuses and relays are good on that Prius, so I pulled it around. I'm going to talk to the customer, see how far he wants to go. I really need to get a voltmeter down there on that power brake assembly. But anyway, in the meantime, the customer came in for a brake job appointment and she's waiting. So we're going to do this first. Real nice, easy front brake pads and machine rotors. I believe it's a 2017 Mazda CX-5. 89,000 original miles. They had the fan on, but not the AC. I don't know why. Maybe to them 88 degrees is not that warm. So you just need a nice fan blowing the 88 degrees at you. I pushed a little button just to make it a little cooler. Original miles is something I wonder. Why do people say that, original miles? If it's not original miles, I guess it displays and the miles are not accurate. I guess if you didn't say original miles, I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments why people say original miles. I think it started when I was a younger man. Maybe they don't even say it anymore and it's just my old habit. Let's find the wheel lock key. I know it's got wheel locks. We're going to have a love rating of 5. And we're going to find a wheel lock key and get these wheels off of here, get this thing in the air. Really awkward doing brakes with that car in the ground. So, what do you guys think the wheel lock might be? I don't know. Is it in with the wheel? I mean, that's probably where it should go. Oh, what's that up there? Nope, that's just tools. Okay, it's not there. It's not in the glove box. So far, I'm striking out. Don't give up yet. All right, brake fluid looks good. Always check that first. Make sure it's not contaminated. We found a wheel lock key Rob found in the glove box where I had already looked. But there's a little tiny pouch I thought was sunglasses. That's where it was. Front brakes, let's do it. Oh, just in the nick of time. They're down to 6 millimeters. You gotta get them off there. You see that, William? It snapped those bolts loose without problem, without any trouble whatsoever. Got these brakes just in time. It's emergency. Some people, if they hear the slightest brake noises, they want new brakes. So that's what we do, because apparently the complaint is brake noise. So I got to get a 8x125 bolt to get this rotor to come off. It should pop right off of there. I think it's not that rusty. Shouldn't have said that till after I got it off, huh? I was hoping it was going to give me a little fight. I apologize. I'm going to get this thing on the lathe and a quick, easy brake job. Nothing wrong with that. When we're done, hopefully there's no noises or pulsations, because it doesn't really look that bad. You definitely can't do a pad slap when you have a pulsation or noise complaint though. So, and the rotors look pretty meaty. Let's get it on the lathe and stop putting it off. Get out of here, old hardware. We got new stuff. A little bit of grease. Just the rust stuff. Look at that. That is beautiful new stainless hardware. You can tell the quality of stainless. Fast and Furious dump truck. You can tell the quality of stainless by how magnetized it is. Really good stainless, there's no magnetism, but or I should say it's not discernible. You can't tell. It's so slight. So I'll put a little grease on here. Doesn't take much. That's plenty. I'm gonna do the slides too. What do you think about that? If you're gonna go for new brakes, you got to make sure these slides are free, because not only are they responsible for how the brakes release and apply, but the grease helps fight moisture that might get in there and keep them so they don't seize up. Sometimes they have a little too much grease on the tip. You don't want to over grease them, and if the grease looks a little nasty, wipe it off. If the grease is in good shape, not a big concern. You can leave it on there. Some guys will go through the trouble of restoring the pins so they look like brand new, and they polish them. I mean, I say if that's what makes you happy, go for it. You know, that's how I roll. Life's short. You got to do what makes you happy. As long as you're doing a decent job and you're not having problems with the way you're doing it, you don't have to listen to some guy on YouTube. Matter of fact, sometimes you need to correct me, because I'll make a mistake like not putting the cable in the window regulator door cover dealio, or you know, everybody's doing what they gotta do every day, whether you're a mechanic or whatever you do. Take pride in your work, learn what you can learn, and teach what you can teach. Let's go see what that rotor looks like on the lathe. Oh, that first cut is not looking good. It's not going to pulsate when we're done. Alright, first cut fast, arms towards me. The second cut or last cut slow, away. I'm going to take a risk here, because normally you want to get the whole rotor flat before you slow cut, because if it misses a tiny bit out here, then you got to do it again. But you know me, I'm a risk taker. I live on the edge every day. You guys see how wild I am working on cars. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see what happens. I won't lie to you either. If I have to do another cut, I'll show you. Alright, this is the second rotor. I wasn't going to make you guys watch 100% of both sides, you know, so we'll do one side coming apart, one side going together. You can see how the rotor, the little patch, it almost touched all the way across, but on this side, not even close. That's what causes pulsation when the rotor's out of parallel. If the rotor just does this, the slides will move with the rotor. But when the rotor does that, then the piston has to go back, and that's when you feel it in the pedal. So let's finish getting this cut, and we'll start putting the other side back together. Alright, got just a little bit of grease on this here caliper. Got my caliper bracket all prepped up, slides all lubed, ready to go. You put your little squealer dealer on the pad yourself, wherever you like. So I just usually set the old original pads down and figure out where it goes in the same spot. If the car doesn't have the original brakes and someone else has done them, then I try to put them on the leading edge on the inside pad that you can't normally see looking through the wheel and stuff. At least that's how I do it. Got a little anti-seize on there so they won't be stuck next time. Let's go check that rotor out on the lathe. Oh man. So I put a little non-directional finish on there. This sandpaper's just about had it. It'll still do the job though, but sometimes it's a little better if it's a tiny bit dull, because you don't want to make really deep scratches. You just want to give it something to seat to and not follow the record player effect that gets cut into the surface. And then I like to get some of the dust off of there. Some guys actually wash them in the sink. If this is repetitive and you've seen my other brake videos, I apologize, but some people might not have seen them. So some guys will put them in soapy water in a sink and polish them with a buffing tool and some mothers, but I just wipe them with a rag. I haven't had a problem. I don't get noises or anything like that. So this thing's ready to go back on. These are not the floppiest to break, so I don't bother to put a nut on the rotor. I just let it flop around a little bit, but there's no tension springs or anything like that to deal with, so I don't bother with that. Pad with the squealer. Pad without it. This has nice little notches on here. Make sure they're in these recesses. It keeps the bolts from spinning the slides. Let me let them finish their conversation.
Yeah, about 7 quarts. 6, 7 quarts.
They'll keep the slides from spinning when you're They'll keep the slide from spinning when you're tightening and loosening the bolt, but they'll also make it so the slide's not sat correctly if you catch it on this edge with the high spot. So you got to make sure the flats are in the right place. Someone was just telling me they hate theirs in the comments. So far I like it, but we'll see. We shall see. I know they're expensive and a lot of people are buying them. I'm sure the internet will be ablaze with opinions. That'll never change. Alright, let me get this wheel buttoned up here. We'll get them torqued.
For your training seminar,
oh, okay,
put this on your box that tells you what you need to bring.
All right.
And then I attached the receipt showing that it's paid.
Cool. All right, thank you. Going to an electrical class, which I always love refresher classes. And I mean, even when you've been doing it over 40 years, you still either learn something or get a refresher and you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's always a good idea. Nobody knows everything. Some people think they do. Let me torque these wheels and be quiet. Now, since I know my lock nut is by the valve stem, once I see the valve stem, no more guesses. I do these at 90. Quick road test, seat these pads, and see what's next. You guys might remember this car, just working on it yesterday, I believe. Maybe it was Wednesday, but the customer had no money. He took it, said it's just a spare vehicle anyway. And he brought it back today. He said, my wife was driving it to work and it started doing it more. So I guess now he has the money, I guess. But you might remember I mentioned moving the cam control solenoids, see if the problem moves. You got to take the intake manifold off to do that and to complete the testing. But it doesn't sound like he wants to do that. He wants me to figure it out without doing any of that. So I'm just going to do the best I can, and we'll come up with something on this thing. Right now the check engine light's blinking, and you can hear it rattling like the cam phaser is bad. So what we're going to do is bring up the same data stream we brought up yesterday and see what the actual and desired cam positions are. Camshaft control 1, 3, and 5 are the misfiring cylinders. I'm going to find all of these data PIDs, and we'll bring them all up in graphing mode, and we'll come back. Alright, that's too many graphs. Let's just get the ones we really need. Actual and desired for bank 1. Now we can see the intake cam for position for bank 1 is over 50-60 degrees. The intake cam desired is 0. So right now this cam is off 60 degrees, which is a few teeth, probably the max the phaser is capable of. So it's either being held on by the phaser or the phaser, I mean the solenoid, or the phaser's bad and it's not bringing the cam back. Those are the two possibilities. So guess what we get to do next? Take the intake off and move the solenoids to see if the problem moves. What I can do is open the hood and try tapping on the solenoid a little bit just to see if that'll make a difference. There's a couple of little things like wiggling the connector and tapping on it. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, then we're going to be moving it. It's almost like, I wouldn't blame timing. You know what we can do? Let's bring up the left and right cam actual deals, and we'll show you that. Cylinder 1 misfire. I'm not going to bring misfires out. We know it's misfiring. Intake cam, bank 2, and bank 1. We'll just bring up all of the cams. We're going to take off the cam control, add the bank 2, and we'll show you, see how that's supposed to be. Now the intake cam on bank 2 is going a couple degrees, 1 degree. What's happening is if that cam phaser is bouncing around for bank 1, it's going to slightly affect the cam timing. The engine's misfiring and all those kinds of things are going on in the timing system. And whatever slack is in the timing chain with 140,000 miles on it is going to be reflected on the good bank. But this is our problem. See, they're both wanting 0. This one is actually normal for the circumstances. This is not. So if it was the timing chain itself, then both cams would be reading off. But since it's only one, it's either the phaser or the solenoid. So like I said, we'll go back under the hood, try a couple little things, but we're going to probably have to pull the intake manifold off, pull the solenoid out, and look for metal or debris in the screen. If there's metal, then we're going to an engine. Like I said the other day, he drove it with like a quart of oil or less in the engine. And when the oil light came on, he put 4 quarts of oil in it. So let's get under the hood. And when it's making that much noise, I'm leaning more towards a phaser than the solenoid. That noise might be the tensioner because the engine misfiring so bad on that bank. If the cam's not where it's supposed to be, all those cylinders are going to misfire. So let's put a wrench on the belt tensioner and see if that's the noise. I can't stop it from making a noise, but I can change the noise. We'll bring her up idle and see if it gets a little better or not. Yeah, it's not happy no matter what we do, so the cam phaser's got to be all the way gone. Camshaft control off. I'm going to clear codes and see what that does. Probably won't matter. Let's try it. Just to see. Completed. Off. Clears the memory, lets it know you cleared the codes. Off we go. I'll probably set the code again pretty quick if the phaser is stuck in position. Whether the solenoid's making it stick or the phaser itself is stuck, you have to do a teardown to figure that out. So we're gonna see where we go with this one. I keep hearing he doesn't have any money, he just wants to know what's wrong. I'm like, well, it takes money to find out what's wrong, because nobody works for free, right? You can't expect anyone to. I want to help him out, but those are our intake cams. Again, there you go, graphing mode, combine. Yeah, same deal, they have to clear in the code. So something that's mechanically stuck now, solenoid or phaser, and we'll get into it and we'll see what they want to do. I have spent another half hour, 40 minutes on it now, so that's all we're gonna do. I don't remember how much time I spent on it last time, probably about the same amount of time. So basically an hour and a half total. And I have a good idea where we need to go, but I'm not gonna sell them parts yet. I'm still going diagnosis. We gotta take that intake off and dig in. And then we'll find out. Let's see what happens with this one. All right, engine cover's back on, just in case the worst happens. I'm gonna pull it around, we'll put it in the grass with the udders, and see what's next. Not much going on. I had such a good week going. Thursday and Friday kind of, oh well. Still a good week either way. Doors coming down, that's it for today. Probably a little bit of a short video again today, but we weren't that busy. So I'm actually in the Veloster. We're gonna start messing with that a little bit, probably Monday. A couple of actuators, try to relearn it again. I told them we probably need a Hyundai scanner, but they said, we'll get you some actuators. Okay, so tune in the next video to see that. That should be fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Going to bring today's video to a close. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll talk the like button on the way out. Maybe subscribe if you haven't yet. Helps the channel out a lot. Leave a comment down below about why my videos so short or why are they too long. Hope I see you in the next one, because you're awesome.